Our next speaker is Janice Lobo Sapigao. Janice is a daughter of immigrants from the Philippines. She's the author of 2 books of poetry, Microchips for Millions, Philippine American Writers and Artists, 2016, and Like a Solid to a Shadow, in Nightboat Books. She was a VONA Voices Fellow and was awarded the Manuel G. Flores Prize, the PAWA Scholarship to the Kundiman Poetry Retreat. And she's a poetry editor at Angel City Review and co-founder of Sunday Jump in Los Angeles's historic Filipinotown. Her work has been published in various anthologies, and she's the 2020-2021 Santa Clara County Poet Laureate. Y'all give it up for Janice.
Hi, everyone. Hi. I want to say happy birthday to Kandi. Wow, this is such a trip. I went to the practice session earlier to make sure all my equipment works, and it looks like everything's good. I'm really happy I got a minute earlier this morning to say happy birthday to Kandi, and everything I did not have time to say, I will say today. Before anything, I just want Kandi to know that I see you, I hear you, I really think about you often, especially with what you have taught me as an artist, as a poet. And I don't know if you know that, but I thought I would share. And also for me, Kandi really just shows me how important it is to ride for your communities and to really be intersectional in your work and to move beyond our own art, like who does our art serve? And so Kandi also makes me wonder, damn, you really love us. You really love us. And I hope that this day is our turn to show our love for you. So I've known Kandi since like 2008, 2009, when I was in college. Kandi was and is an amazing feminist mentor to so many young women. And we have met during various times in our life of different community events in San Diego, Los Angeles, and the Bay Area. And so I'm just really happy that every now and then I get to reconnect with Kandi, and that she always just sort of like just keeps it very real with me. So thank you for inviting me. And I want to read this first poem, which is about homegirls and plants. It's called Silhouette. More and more of my friends are becoming parents or partners to plants. I have lived long and short enough to remember the homegirls who danced nonstop until 3 a.m., the moon a parabola to our party. And I've grown up enough to see them sing their favorite slow songs to herbs and succulents on their windowsills in homes they sewed from dreams. The same sister who once dug a heel into a man's oblique now steals time with me off of suburban bushes after brunch in my neighborhood. When a friend locked herself out, the same person who loses wallets and laptop chargers and saves my broken earrings with a hot glue gun in her backpack, this Pinay MacGyver has me breaking into her house at night, where we be tiptoeing over her forest of planted avocado jars into her dark room to find warmth. The one whose living room and bedroom once resembled a flea market or a Superfly thrift store, and sometimes IKEA, the one who let me stay. She pays full price for potters and vases pronounced with the short and therefore expensive A sound. One woman named her garden Grown and Sexy, bringing new meaning to the phrase garden hoe. Another who tops burritos with white sauce dots like Queen Anne's lace also commits the crime of eating one half at a time, meal planning with a sweet tooth. She drinks all of her horchata and knows my family loves orchids and brings them to me on my birthday or any other Tuesday, just because. My mentee once congratulated me with mint and basil and lavender and rosemary, sweet aromas gifted when I was leaving a job that left me to rot for another that was not an office with no windows and no green. The women in my life reroute over oceans and provinces and plains to cultivate a geography of trunks and limbs, reminding me that to decompose is the chance to live again. My mother's rose bushes opened wide this spring in her backyard without her. My mother's body is buried in a plot of other bodies without mine. And isn't a cemetery a garden of all we've loved? And isn't a garden full of already dead things? Those who bury their beloved put the gentlest parts of themselves into soil. My mother is a seed, the first woman I cannot unplant. Her orchids bloom reaching, how delicately the petals hang off, their stakes like gold glass bangles on wrists, against disco lights, against the ambiance of a food truck menu, like lip gloss, how bougainvillea spills onto sidewalks, like how the sun stays lit during an eclipse. The flowers in my garden grow lively and loving and hungry from pods and cinder blocks. My friends are florists. They water and cry and bloom and sleep from loss and clay and unfolded laundry. Sometimes we grow tired and tough, and sometimes you have to open a cactus to cut pieces off so that we don't grow stuck. Arranging the flowers in my garden is a lattice, a life lesson on how to grow up. I feel super lucky to be able to grow up with and in front of Kandi. I really admire her activism and I'm constantly inspired by it. As a result, I will be donating to Black Women Deserve San Diego, as I know and I am familiar with the ways in which a very red and very Republican county like San Diego County can minimize and trivialize the importance of Black life. And with Kandi, I definitely stand in solidarity that Black lives matter, Black trans lives matter, Black women matter. And this next short poem is about a Black woman who helped my family during a time of need. So this poem is fashioned after a prayer because I hope the Filipinos out there know that I think prayers were our first poems and so are our names. But anyway, Our Lady of Social Work. Our Lady of Social Work is a single Black mother with a 9-year-old daughter. She loves dolphins and reminds me I need to fill out documents. Her voice fills my parents' house, which makes me miss Ma shouting in Ilocano. I offer her the most precious information about the body, blood, and English of my mother, who sleeps in a hospital bed in her living room for the 3rd month in a row. Our Lady, whose name is Angel, hears my prayers, tells me my family is good, that we are doing right by my mother, who has not left her bed on her own in days. Angel asks me about medicine, about cell phones, about grief counseling. Angel says that taking care of someone else means you have to take care of yourself twice as much. She makes me think that maybe making changes isn't so bad, that it's leaving that's the hardest, that dying is the kind of moving that means you'll never come back, that we are all waiting for the kind of sleep where maybe Mom will be like Angel too. Angel is looking over us while sitting on our family couch, drinking a glass of water I got her. She talks to Ma as if she is sitting next to her at a dinner table. Ma naps in her bed with her gown open as if she is alone. Angel could not have come from above or God or heaven. Angel is from Ohio, where they call shopping carts buggies and pay less rent. I wish we could all afford to live here, I say. Amen, she says. Amen. I also wanted to say amen to the Empire Funk book, where Kandi once, I don't know if y'all can see it. I just wanted to bring this up because one of my poems is published in this book, and Kandi has also previously published my work. Kandi is a loving mother, wife, sister, cousin, in addition to being an organizer, DJ, poet, artist, activist. So she's also an author, and I just wanted to shout that out. I have one last poem about music and country because I do want people to vote, but I also want y'all to organize. I want people to know that we need to get on the hype of more than just being about ourselves. If we could work across communities, I wrote this poem because I am sick of 2020 and the ways in which white supremacist violence has made people ignorant and intensely xenophobic. And I often think about the rising number of coronavirus deaths and cases and 230,000 completely preventable deaths at the hands of this country's government. So with that, I have a last poem, which is called Anything But Country. And this is for anyone who ever answered this when someone asked you, what kind of music do you like? Anything but country. The kids in middle school slam books and later in online profiles where they were asked explicitly, all of them were right. On it, like a needle to vinyl, like a hand waving and swagging in the air on the dance floor, lit by strobe lights. Those kids with the baggy pants and fresh kicks, the girls with highlighter on skin, in their hair, on neon, on nails, so precise they could pop you. They knew trust was an R&B slow dance. They believed the promise of the breakbeat, hip-hop akin to counting us all in. They knew belonging was if you could do the dance, if you could spit the lyrics, if you got us the tickets to the nosebleed section of the arena, and if someone's guardian dropped us off. We knew this belonging to the rhythm of the room. Good conversation, good music is a conversation, a memory from microphone. We knew as adolescents or young adults, our loyalty was to this sound, this friendship, to radio dials, to mixtapes and playlists. The remix to citizenship was one where we can all get in. No bouncers, no covers, the statehood of song, of sound, no papers, only the notes of our bodies. Anything but country would save us, would include our voices, would legislate the fullness of the lullabies of our languages. Anything but country, anything but the silence of nation, anything but law to lead us back to each other. A swarm, a record on repeat, a compact disco, a country of company and not business, a country of anything but itself in its current state. Thank you so much for having me, and I will be around all day watching this whole thing go down. So thank you, everyone. And shout out to Gregory. I'm very familiar with your activism and have taught your work in my class. I just want to say that. Take care.
Thanks, Janice. That was really sweet. And thank you for your poems too and your continued